Hi students, how are you? I hope that you have gone through yesterday's video and you have learned new things from that. Have you done the homework whatever given yesterday? Yes? Done the homework or not? The homework was to define photosynthesis. Have you found the definition of photosynthesis? What is photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is the process in which plants are preparing their own food in presence of sunlight by using carbon dioxide and water. In this process, chlorophyll is also required to trap the sunlight. At the end of this process, the food is formed in the form of simple sugar, that is glucose, and the oxygen gas is released in the environment. This way, photosynthesis is occurring in all the green plants that we have learnt yesterday. Have you gone through the extra marks app? It was also given as homework. If not, then please go through the app for yesterday's content and for today's content also. Yesterday I asked you one hot question. Have you got the answer? If not, then I am giving you the answer of that question. The question was, certain plants are having red leaves. Are they able to synthesize the food? The answer is, certain plants are having leaves other than green color. They are having red, brown or other colored leaves which are having red, brown or other color pigments in them. These pigments are not allowing the chlorophyll which is already present in them to be visible to us. Chlorophyll is already present in them, but because of these colors, the chlorophyll is not visible to us. So these plants are also able to produce their own food by the process of photosynthesis. Just see the image of various color leaves. Today we will see the structure of stomata first. Yesterday we have learned that stomata are the tiny pores present on the surface of the leaf. Here is the structure of stomata. In the structure of stomata, there are guard cells. These are the guard cells, and there is one stomatal opening through which the gaseous exchange is possible. So when the process of photosynthesis is going on, the carbon dioxide is entering through this stomatal opening and the oxygen gas is released through this opening only. At the end of photosynthesis, simple sugar, glucose, which is a carbohydrate, is formed, and this carbohydrate is then converted into starch. So the starch in the leaf shows that the photosynthesis has occurred. Whether the photosynthesis has occurred in the plant or not, we can know by knowing the presence of starch in the leaf. So for that we are going to do one experiment. This experiment we will see through one video. Just see the video.
To show that starch is present in the leaves. Materials required: healthy potted plant, alcohol, iodine solution, dropper, forceps, tripod stand with wire gauge, Bunsen burner, 2 beakers with water, watch glass, test tube. Process: take a healthy potted plant and keep it in the sunlight for a few hours. After a few hours, pluck a green leaf from the plant. Now boil this leaf in water to kill it. After boiling in water, again boil it in alcohol. The purpose of boiling leaf in alcohol is that it dissolves greenish part, that is, chlorophyll. Then wash the leaf in cold water and place it in a watch glass. Now pour some drops of iodine solution over it. Observation: the leaf turns blue.
Do you know that other than green plants, there are certain organisms which can produce their own food. These organisms are called algae and they are having chlorophyll present in them. That's why they are able to produce their own food. Now we will study about the synthesis of plant food other than carbohydrates. As you all know that at the end of photosynthesis, simple sugar glucose is formed, which is a carbohydrate. Carbohydrates are generally made up of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. These carbohydrates are used by the plants to form the proteins and fats, which are the other components of the food. But the proteins are nitrogenous substances. Proteins are made up of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen. This nitrogen is necessary for the formation of protein. If nitrogen is not available, protein cannot be synthesized. So, from where does the plant get this nitrogen? As you learned in 6th standard, 78% of nitrogen is present in the atmosphere. But plants cannot take this atmospheric nitrogen directly. In the soil, there are certain bacteria which can convert this gaseous nitrogen into the usable form. This usable form nitrogen is then absorbed by the plants along with water and then it is utilized by the plant for the synthesis of protein. You must be knowing that farmers are adding fertilizers to the soil. They are adding fertilizers which are rich in nitrogen to the soil so the plants will get the nitrogen and the plant can form the other components of food like proteins and fats. Now we will recapitulate whatever we have learned today. Today we have seen the structure of stomata in which we have seen that stomata are the tiny pores which are lying on the surface of the leaf and they are having guard cells and stomatal opening through which the gaseous exchange is possible. Then we have seen one activity which shows that presence of starch in leaves. Then we have learned that nitrogen is required by the plants for the synthesis of protein. And this nitrogen they cannot get directly from the atmosphere. So they have to be dependent on certain types of bacteria or the farmers are adding nitrogen rich fertilizers to the soil. This will help the plant to synthesize protein in them. Now it's time for today's homework. First homework is go through the extra mark app for today's topic. And another homework is you have to find out the answer of the given question. The question is find out the name of the water plant with the largest leaves in the world. I repeat the question. Find out the name of the water plant with the largest leaves in the world. This you have to find out by tomorrow. Tomorrow we will meet again. This is the end of this session. Be safe, be at home and keep learning.